Hey guys, it's Jim from Team 2 Legit Cred. I'm coming at you with a little bit of a tournament report. I just got back from Columbus. Me and Zach went up to I don't know what they're calling it exactly. I believe it was like the ARG circuit. It was sort of like a kickoff event for Vanguard for ARG. Had a pretty decent sized tournament for Vanguard. It was about 50 people showed up, and there was only like 2 weeks notice, so it was still a pretty good number for about 2 weeks notice. And we had a little bit of tournament. It was at the Columbus Convention Center. There we go. Sorry guys, I'm really tired. I just got done driving 3 hours home, and it was a pretty fun tournament. Met a lot of really cool people. Everybody was really nice, fun to talk to. Everybody was hanging out, talking to each other. It was just an overall really good time. And I guess I'll start out with my matchups. Hold on here, I have it written down because my memory is that of a 90-year-old man. First round, I played a GP mirror match, but he was running Garmor Gancelot, the new up and coming GP deck, I guess you could say, which I kind of wanted to prove that my good old Gold Paladins could still hang in there with the best of them. And I 2-1'd him. Game 3, he got his break right off, but I got my mini break right off in Platina and ended up holding him off. I had two perfect guards, so I just used my 10Ks to guard the Vanguard attack and perfect guard the two rear guards. And then round 2, I played a pretty cool Royal Paladin deck. It was Alfred, Soul Saver, Palamedes. And the first game, I was playing it basically completely wrong because I figured it was MLB because I saw the Wingull Brave and I was derping, and we don't usually have a lot of meta decks that are local, so I hadn't even seen MLB before, so I figured Wingull Brave, oh, it's got to be MLB, but no. He got out his Palamedes, his Toy Poogles, he set up, it was a nice columns deck, but I ended up 2-1ing him, so I was 2-0 at that point, and I went in, and round 3 I played a Narukami Vermilion player. And this round, I felt really bad for my opponent. Both games that I played him, he got grade stuck on 0. And I opened up about the worst possible way for him to come back because I opened up like 3 grade 1s, and everybody knows how I run my decks. I run high boosters, no 6K boosters. I run those definite 7 and 8K boosters. So I just basically bum rushed him and beat him literally within 3 minutes. I felt really bad. I wish I would have got to play him more. He seemed like a good player, and he was 2-2 at that point. But that left me at 3-0. And then fourth round, this is when stuff really started getting real. I played a really cool deck. This was the guy who ended up winning the tournament. It was the guy who was running the Vert, Break Ride, Reindeer, 16 crit, um, grade 3 bounce draw deck. Basically, it relied on break riding over vert, and he used reindeer to use. There's a grade 3 when it's bounced, use soul charge, I believe counterblast, and draw one. And then there's also a grade 1 where it's played, you counterblast, bounce one, so you would bounce the grade 3, soul charge, and draw a card. And that was basically his draw engine, and it was actually working very well for him all day. And you had to guard everything because you knew he was running the 16 crits, which he even told me before the game. But both games I got grade second 1. I couldn't stop him. He was a really good player, a really fun idea, and I honestly don't mind losing to something, especially if it's a good player and it's such a creative deck like that. So that leads me into round 5. I played a Labrador Break Ride deck, and I 2-0'd that. Basically, the Labrador deck, they don't have a really good early game push, so I pretty much swarmed him with my Bowmains, Trips, Ezel, and Garmor's skill, and just pretty much swarmed the field and gone from there. He never really had a chance to build up hand because I had that constant pressure on him that my deck just constantly provides me, which I love. And after that, I was 4-1. I was really trying to get this top because top 8 got store credit, and I was really trying to get, because I'm a broke college student, obviously, and I can't buy a lot of stuff, so I figured hey, why not go for the store credit? So this leaves us in round six. I play the Solus OTT player, which I think he was one of the one, if not two players playing a OTT deck there. And he was a really good player, really solid. He got off Coco twice, and he basically just ended up hand advantaging the hell out of me and just got me both games. And I think he actually defeated the guy who ended up that I lost to running the reindeer deck. So overall, like my two losses were to the guy who came in first and the guy who came in third, but I ended up getting ninth place. So I was basically that first man out, which kind of sucks, but I wasn't really mad at all because I had an amazing time and it was just a fun day. And also, Zach, I don't know if he's going to do a tournament report for you guys, but he started out 5-0 running his Maelstrom Glory deck, and he 2-0'd every single opponent he played in the first 5 rounds. And he ended up playing in the final round the feature match, which I was really happy for him. He got the feature match on the ARG, the big table in front of everybody, commentators, announcing the match, mic'd up and everything. And he got 2-1 by the reindeer 16 crit crazy wacky guy that had beat me. And overall, it was a pretty good tournament. There was a lot of variety, a lot of meta decks, but a lot of fun decks as well, such as the Reindeer 16 Crit, the Alfred Soul Saver Palmides guy played. I know there was a Tachi Kazi budget player there that was doing pretty well. What else was there? There was a little bit of Aquaforce, a lot of Labrador Break Rides, Dragonic Overlord at the end. No Luminal, which I was surprised at. It's a pretty fun, good deck. But just a lot of variety overall, which I was happy with. Which I like about Vanguard. Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot of times it all gets caught up in the meta decks. But Vanguard, you usually see a lot of variety in the top, which I love. And that's part of the reason why I love this game. And overall, I had an amazing time. We got 7 packs for entering, pulled a Tom and Prism Image Clear out of that, so I was happy. I traded for 2 Macaroons, so I almost finished my Battle Sisters. Traded, and Zach helped me get a Glory, a Valeria, to help me build my Ripple Ride Chain, which I'll be building once set 11 comes out, so look forward to that. Picked up a Dragonic Lawkeeper just because I want to, try some fun, wacky decks out and stuff like that. And once again, I just want to congratulate Zach because I know he doesn't get a lot of time to play with football, and he just played amazingly today and just showed how well that deck can run, and just kudos to him. And I figured I'll just finish up, do a little deck rundown. You guys pretty much already know what it is. I just changed it up a few different card choices. The grade 3s are the same, the 4 Garmor, 2 Ezel, 2 Platina. I might end up trying the Garmor Gancelot or just Garmor or Ezel Breaker Eye deck. But, this deck is just my bread and butter. I know it in and out. I love the plays. It's just so consistent. It runs for me so well. And a lot of the reasons I think I didn't do well in my losses today is I wasn't hitting a lot of triggers, which you can't always depend on triggers. And I tried not to today, and I tried to pull it out, but it was a little bit of a rough day in my losses. So I ran the 4 Bowmains like I always run, the 3 Trip like I always run. I cut it to Tourney and Lion. I'm moving more towards away from this, but it's still an amazing card. And people, they look down on 10k intercepts, but in such an aggro, heavy aggression format, it's just such a good card, and it's highly overlooked. And it's a damage sponge, if nothing else. And they take that high attack so you don't want attacking your Vanguard, and they sponge it up because they don't want that 10k intercept on the field. And then this little tech I threw in, I wasn't always a big fan of him, but he put in a lot of work, and I tried him out Friday at locals before I went up, is Bad Mages. So 12k attacker if you have Ezel. I figured, I see a lot of the Solus OTT decks, they're running the Macaroon now when they only run the 4 cookies, and it's been working well for them. So I was like, I'll try it out, just see how it does, and it's been working amazingly because everybody knows Jim's all about the columns, and this is just a column creator with his 12k body. And then for grade 1s, as always, the 4 perfect shields because you have to have them. The 4 Slagle daggers. I don't know where the fourth is. I threw the fourth in for the day because I picked another one up somewhere. I don't know where the fourth is. I have them here somewhere. Because that ability to create columns is so important in this deck, and I usually always have that full field. And I was hitting 21, counterblasting 2 with it behind a trip, counterblasting 1 with it behind a blind Ezel and rear guard called with the Ezel, and it was just putting in so much work all day. Of course, the 4 new Altar Gareth, which looks pretty swag and sexy. The 1 Palmarugel, just to go with his Blethyn Slagle. The Silver Fang Witch, always got to have it, just that option. And then the usual for me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 draws, 4 heals, and 6 criticals. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. Not much else to say. I'm glad a lot of people came out and supported the first major tournament ARG has hosted for the game, and I think it's a good step in the right direction, and hopefully ARG doesn't give up on it and gives another attempt at a tournament. And thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, guys. Peace.